What is up, YouTube? My name is Happiness, and welcome to my channel. So, one of Trump's people in his camp from the Republican side has turned against him. So, there is this bill to which President Donald Trump wants to put in effect. But it seems like for some Republicans, or for this Republican Thomas Massie, he sees that it will increase the country's debt much more than the current country debt is. So, if you know, America's debt per capita at the moment is 35 trillion, no, it's 36 trillion USD. 36 trillion USD.
This is what happens when you have a quantity of something and then you add more to it. This is dilution. The principle is so simple that a child can understand. And you can create this little science project at home. Sorry, you can have your tea back. But the principle is called dilution. And when you print $5 trillion and you put it into the economy, you have diluted the value of the money. So for instance, if you had a minimum wage at some amount and somebody was making minimum wage and they were still making minimum wage after this money was printed, they actually are making considerably less in terms of real dollars. It's dilution. So the $5 trillion that we printed, I would argue, is the primary source of inflation. You know, we can say, well, eggs went up because feed went up, fuel went up because there's a war in Ukraine. You can find a lot of excuses for various different industries. But what is the probability that every price went up all at the same time? You can't blame them on specific supply chain problems. The thing
how do you explain the global?
Yes, I'm glad you asked me that, Professor Raskin. Because they did the same thing in Europe. They did this everywhere. They printed their own equivalents of the Federal Reserve and Treasuries, created their own money out of thin air. It may be the only thing that saved our dollar is that everybody else did the same thing to their currency. Right now, we're coming up on the debt limit. Why isn't anybody proposing to print more money? Why aren't the economists proposing to print more money? Because it is poison.
So eventually, what happened is that this new bill, to which Donald Trump gave a name to, is gonna cause the country to be, in the next 10 years going on forward, to be in more debt, to which it's gonna be $20 trillion in debt. And I mean, like, this is not something new. Every government, every president that has to come in has to increase the debt. There has to be more printing of money, to which it causes more inflation, to which causes everything to be expensive. So, yes. Now, let's check out this article. So, let me read this article. So, it says here that Trump nukes House. Sorry about that. So, Trump nukes House Republican worried his big, beautiful bill adds too much debt. He should be voted out. Yes, that's the name of the bill. Big, beautiful bill. So, President Donald Trump pulled no punches on Tuesday when asked about Republican Thomas Massie opposition to his sweeping tax and spending bill known as the Big Beautiful Bill. Trump was on Capitol Hill meeting with Republican leadership when he stopped to take some questions from reporters alongside Speaker Mike Johnson. So, what do you say to the fiscal hawks who want to delay this? He said it doesn't cut enough spending. Asked a reporter as Trump cut cut in. I'm a fiscal hawk. I'm a bigger fiscal hawk. This there's nobody like me as a fiscal hawk. Thomas Massie says it adds more deficit than Biden did. And this bill and this bill kind of another reporter said as Trump interjected because we have to fix the country. So do you think that Thomas Massie is correct in saying that he added to the reporter and listen to what Trump says? Or let me just play a clip so that you can hear what he says.
Say it. What are you planning to tell the fiscal hawks who want to delay? I'm a fiscal hawk. They don't think this cuts enough. I'm a bigger fiscal hawk. There's nobody like me as a fiscal hawk.
Massie said that adds more deficit than Biden did, and this bill kind of...
Because we have to fix the country.
Do you think that Thomas Massie is correct in saying that this is adding Biden?
No, I don't think Thomas Massie understands government. I think he's a grandstander, frankly. He'll probably vote. We don't even talk to him much. I think he should be voted out of office. And I just don't think he understands government. If you ask him a couple of questions, he never gives you an answer. He just says, I'm a no. He thinks he's going to get publicity. And you have that. You have that. They've got some too. Go ahead. Mr. President.
So Massie, who has long been known for voting against most legislation, made his opposition to Trump bill clear on X. The big beautiful bill will add 20 trillion on federal debt over 10 years, and that's according to an offer of it. But there's another huge problem. It will increase the price of a 36 trillion of debt we already have as bond buyers realize we aren't fiscally responsible. Massie wrote while sharing a news report about Moody cutting the country's credit rating. As you can see, there you go. I mean, like, when you thought that the country will be going in the right direction, there you go. There should be more printing of money, more printing, to which, I mean, like, doesn't make sense. But Messi later added Monday on news of the triple B 30-year US Treasury rose to 5% and 10 years US Treasury rose to 4.5%. That the price we paid to finance the nation debt when old notes mature. So we are approaching the 1.5 trillion of annual interest payment over the $40,000 per citizen criteria per year. So the perspective, the part of the big beautiful bill that the renewal of TCJ tax cut will benefit each family on an average of 1600 USD, but the policies changed or left a price by the triple B will be obligated each family to 16,000 US dollars of interest payment on behalf of the federal government, concluded by Kentucky representative. So there you go, guys. If you thought that your country is going into the right direction. Nope, there has to be more printing of money to increase the deficit, which increase inflation and which causes everything to be expensive and the country is more in debt. But yeah, what can I say? So yeah, thank you for watching my channel. Please like and subscribe and let's meet up to the next video. Peace out.